Good morning, Kenya. Good morning, world. My name is Njoroge, and I'm the team leader for the Why I Love Jesus Ministry, Team Kenya. Today is a very special day because I get to share my faith story. My faith story dates back to almost 1 year ago, say probably 1.5 years ago. This story starts with a very sad mood. I hope you all will enjoy and listen to this story. It all dates back to December 2024, actually, where everybody in our family was sick. We all had an illness. It was the same illness, actually. We all had a flu, like a very interesting flu, because all of us couldn't get better for like a whole month. The whole of December was total chaos. So I got better, my dad got better, and my younger brothers got better. I'm in a family of five, so you can imagine three brothers. I'm the second born. Both of my two brothers, my elder brother and my younger brother, we are all sick. You can imagine the kind of chaos that was in the house. Everyone got better apart from my mom. So my mom had a chronic illness, asthma, way before she contracted the disease while she was still young. Probably because growing up, she had a tough life, trying to make ends meet with any work possible to do at home, plus doing the home chores really took a toll on her because cooking was traditional cooking. You have to light the firewood, all the smoke, you have to inhale it before you make a meal. That was the typical African life before the year 2000s, where we now cook with gas cookers. The modern life. So my mama had asthma way before. I think she had it when she got diagnosed probably at 12 years old, and then they realized that my mom has asthma. So my mom couldn't get better. Turns out we had to take her for screening in the hospital. Like, we had to look for like the best hospital in Kenya, and we took her to Kenyatta Hospital, which is well recognized as the best hospital in Kenya. So they asked for to do an MRI scan. We had to raise like 20,000 Kenyan shillings for her to do the MRI scan. The MRI scan was successful, and turns out my mom was not undergoing any issue with her chest, but rather my mom had a brain tumor. That was what was seen in the brain after the MRI scan. The lungs were perfectly fine, as they have been for the rest of the years, because she was consistent with taking her medicine. So the doctor said this surgery needs to be urgent and not more than a month for the surgery to be done. So we had to rush, we had to do savings to like outsource money from wherever we could. We outsourced from many places. Actually, even our church contributed to this. So we had to raise probably 500,000 Kenyan shillings for her to undergo that surgery. And that was successful. We were able to raise the amount, and my mom went for surgery. 2 weeks in after the surgery, my mom had recovered well. Then on the third week, she started getting the same issues, and for the first time in her life, my mom convulsed. She became epileptic. And in that state, my mother couldn't move anymore. She became brain dead. We had to take her to the hospital again. This time we took her to another hospital which is well known and has very good doctors. We found surgeons there at this new hospital. It's called Kijabe Hospital, if you know it. People from Kenya, if you know it. So Kijabe Hospital, we found two surgeons. One was an English surgeon. His name was Dr. Copeland, and the other was native Kenyan. So the doctor suggested for another surgery to see if probably they could do anything just to save my mom's life. This was a very hard time for me, especially that I was joining my 4th year of college. I'm still in my 4th year waiting to graduate this December 2026. But ever since, this whole thing has taken a toll on my life very heavily. So my mom was checked, and the doctor said there's nothing we can do about the situation. If we try to get to the brain, then the brain might, doctor stuff. They said we can't do this surgery. It will only risk than try to fix whatever situation or how bad the situation was. So the doctor suggested that we put her on life machine for 2 days. And even while she was in the life machine, she had literally no movement or no progress at all. So the English surgeon came and suggested for a family meeting. This was actually my first ever family meeting. Like, it was so weird that we had to go for a family meeting so that we could discuss the fate of my own mother. Copeland suggested that we should put her off the machine because he gave us two options. We either let her be on the machine, try to find a way like they could help her recover, or put her off the machine and put her off her misery of not being able to speak for the rest of her life because parts of her brain were already damaged even after the surgery of taking out the trauma from her brain. This is probably the worst information any 20-year-old son could ever get about their mother parent. But well, we all came to a conclusion that my mother needs to be put off the life machine. Whole time I was silent. I couldn't even speak. This was like probably the biggest decision in my life. Out of my love for her and not wanting her to suffer for the rest of her life, I decided that my mom should be put off the machine. You can imagine, as a son, telling the doctor to put your own mother off the machine. This is so crazy. It was so baffling to me. I couldn't even speak days after because I was like, being her favorite son, I won't lie, I was my mom's favorite son. And I had to make like the biggest decision for her life. For her life. This really made me shake a lot. I lived in trauma for the next 6 months. I couldn't even go to school because of this. I couldn't attend physical classes. I only attended online classes, but for probably like 20 minutes or so, then this story would hit my mind so heavily. But then again, I kept my trust in God, and God really helped me to move on with this situation. Now I'm actually filming where I get my daily bread. This is a school where I work in, where I'm doing my internship practice as a psychology student who has studied. And even out of this, I got help from my aunties who pay for my school fees, thanks to God, because my mama used to do the hard part. I grew up with a father who was down with alcohol. You can imagine the kind of struggle that I could have gone through if these people didn't show up for me. And yeah, this is my first story to you guys from Why I Love Jesus, Kenya. And our mission, I would love to share with you all that our mission is sharing why we love Jesus and offer supportive gestures or encouragement for sharing journeys and faith stories like I have just shared. And we also seek to help others grow their faith by showing how personal relationship with Jesus Christ blesses our lives. Thank you all for listening to me, and I hope that you have a great day and a great year ahead. Thank you.